If you really take this mindset and put it into your life, over time, it will change who you are as a person, which will change the entire trajectory of your life. I don't mean that you have to be perfect in every single thing that you do. I'm just saying you should be looking to improve yourself and be better at everything that you do. Today, we're going to be talking about how to be better. I have a note that is next to my computer, and it's been there for years. And it's literally just a yellow cue card. And in big letters, it says, be better. That's it. And, when you look at this, I got this because there's a coach that I had years ago, and he had an entire sales organization that he ran. And anytime somebody would screw up, they would mess something up, they would show up late, whatever it might be, he would just say the phrase, be better. And then he would always tell me when I would screw stuff up, when I would show up late, when I would not do what I said I wanted to do, he would just say, hey, dude, just be better. And it's kind of a brash way of saying it, but it's also just very direct of, you know what? I should just be better in my life. And I really want you to think about this phrase. I'm going to talk about becoming better at everything you do. I'm going to talk about how to become impeccable at everything that you do. If you really take this mindset and put it into your life, over time, it will change who you are as a person, which will change the entire trajectory of your life. When you say be better, when I say just be better, I don't mean that you have to be perfect. I don't mean that you have to be perfect in every single thing that you do. I'm just saying you should be looking to improve yourself and be better at everything that you do. Because we both know there's no such thing as perfect. If you think that you're a perfectionist, as we all do, join the club. But our perfectionism is a mask that we're wearing to cover up some sort of fear. So we're saying, oh, but I'm a perfectionist, so it's not ready yet. So I'm not good enough yet. It's not ready for me to put out there. And the fear that we're masking with our perfectionism is stuff like, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm afraid of being rejected. I'm afraid of other people's opinions. I'm afraid of dying alone. I'm afraid of running out of money. Whatever it might be, you're focusing on where you're not good enough versus just saying, fuck it, I need to be better, and I'm going to be better. And so focusing on being better means confronting all of those fears instead of hiding from them and taking them head on and seeing them as the thoughts that you have about yourself as an area in your life where I need to improve, and I am dedicated to improving myself. Okay, so I say I'm a perfectionist. Cool. Because I'm not good enough. All right, well, then I need to be better. I'm not smart enough because I need to be better. I'm afraid of being rejected. I'm going to be better so I don't get rejected. I'm afraid of other people's opinions. Well, then I'm going to be better so that other people don't judge me. I'm afraid of dying alone. Well, I'm going to be better so that I make myself a better spouse for someone in the future. Whatever it might be, instead of focusing on why I'm not good enough, I'm going to focus on being better in all aspects of my life. Oh, here's a fear that pops up. Okay, well, then I need to be better in that area of my life. That fear is showing me where I need to be better. It's showing me where I need to get more knowledge. It's showing me where I need to build my skill set up. And once again, when I say this, I don't mean by being better or being impeccable that it means not that you have to be perfect in some sort of way. All it is you striving to be the best that you can be in everything that you do every single day, in everything that you can control. There's a lot out there in the world that you cannot control. There are a few things that are in your control. One of the things that you can control is being better. Another thing that you can control are your thoughts. So when you look at your thoughts, maybe you should look at your thoughts and say, okay, where can I be better in my thoughts? Well, do you think that the world is working for you, or do you think that the world is working against you? How do you speak to yourself? Do you speak to yourself in a kind, loving way? Do you talk trash to yourself? If you talk trash to yourself, be better. The actions that you take, if you take actions and you say, okay, well, is this getting me closer to or further from my goals? Okay, well, this thing that I'm doing right now is getting me further away from my goals. Be better. If you're saying, okay, well, yeah, one of my goals is I want to lose 15 pounds, and you're sitting there and you're eating McDonald's, be better. right? The way that you speak to other people. Do you speak with people with kindness, with love, with support? Or are you the type of person that's like a short fuse? If you're a short fuse, be better. How you react when things don't go your way. Do you go the way that you should, or do you react in some sort of way that's negative that you want to change? Okay, well, if that's the case, be better. And so really what it comes down to is using this idea, these two words, to just think like, I'm going to be better in everything that I do, in the way I speak to myself, in the way that I speak to others, in the way that I react to certain things, in the way that I put myself out there, when I go to bed, what time I wake up, what I eat, how I take care of my body, all of those things, just be better. And it's not just the big things in life. I want you to understand this. It's more importantly, the small things in life. It's the little teeny tiny things that happen in your life. The big things matter, but it's the small things that matter so much more, because the small things happen more often in your life. And I've said this in the podcast hundreds of times, but you have to understand the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. It's the small actions, the most important ones. Like, you can't think that you're coming up short in one area of your life only. It's not like the certain areas of your life live in silos. No, the way that you show up one way is going to dictate the way that you show up other ways as well. I personally care about how you show up for the little mundane things more than anything else. So how do you show up? The little things reveal what your true commitment is to your life and what your true commitment is to your own growth. And this is something I've been sharing with my team a lot over the past few months. Like, we have over 30 employees in my company, and I keep talking about the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Just try to be better. If somebody says, oh, well, I want to be better in my relationship, but I'm also talking trash to myself every single day. Well, it's like, well, if you're talking trash to yourself and you want to be better in your relationship, there's no way that doesn't carry over some sort of way in your relationship. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And there's some people like on my team that are, salespeople that work on my team, and they've been saying to themselves that they want to start working out in the mornings, and they're delaying it a little bit more. And it's like, you have to understand that you can't just silo that thing of, oh, I want to work out more and I'm not working out. Because if you're on a sales call with somebody and you're talking to them and you're asking them to step into the best version of themselves or transform themselves, energetically, you're not doing it for yourself. And so that's carrying over. So the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And so it's these little teeny tiny things, and I've given examples of this before, but like when you do the dishes, you have one dish to do. You end up taking a cup, you use the cup. What do you do with the cup? Do you put it inside of the sink, or do you wash it, clean it, put it back? Well, does it require more of you to do that dish? Of course it does. That's going a little bit further. Do you want to be the person who comes up short in everything that they do? Or do you want to be the person who goes a little bit further in everything that they do? Because the type of person who takes a dish, doesn't clean it, puts it just in the sink, and even though the dishwasher is dirty and they could put it in there, is the same type of person where when they know they're supposed to do 10 reps in their workout, they do 8, or they do 9, because no one else is watching. The same type of person who starts to build within themselves, okay, I got done with this dish, I'm going to clean this dish, I'm going to put it inside the dishwasher, is the same type of person that says, I was supposed to do 10 reps, now I'm going to do 11. I'm just going to do a little bit more. It's about building yourself and being better at everything you do, because it carries in all areas of your life. If you're trying to figure out what you want to wear tonight, and you take out this outfit and that outfit, and then you go to leave and there's 6 outfits on your bed, be better. Finish the act of trying those clothes on. The same way that you finish the act of using that dish by putting it away, finish the act of, trying those clothes on, which is putting them back. When you get out of bed in the morning, finish the act of sleeping, make the bed. It's about doing what you say you're going to do and doing what needs to be done with yourself, with other people, all of that. And so it's this mindset of, I'm going to try to be better in every single thing that I do. And it's about holding yourself to a different standard than you've probably been holding yourself to your entire life. Because how many times have you told yourself, oh, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to start that business. I'm going to keep this business going. I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to start to work out. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to go to the gym more often. I'm going to read. I'm going to invest in myself. But you don't do it. Well, what's the phrase? Be better. And you have to understand, does your follow through match your intentions? Do you do what you say you're going to do, or do you not do what you say you're going to do? And it reminds me of a Ben Harper quote from a long time ago. And the line says, "Life is short, and if you're looking for extension, with your time, you had best do well." Because there's good deeds and there's good intentions, but they're as far apart as heaven and hell. And there's so many people in this world who say they're going to do something for themselves and for other people, but they don't follow through. If you've been that type of person in your life, I got a phrase for you: be better. Just try to be more impeccable with every single thing that you do, to do what you say you're going to do. You know, how many times have you given up on yourself? You said you're going to do something, you give up. Do you know what that's doing to your confidence? If your friend told you that they were going to show up at your house and then they canceled on you, and then they said they're going to show up at your house and they canceled on you. My wife has a friend who does this all the time. And we make a joke because she's like, "Oh, I'm going to come over." And then she cancels the same day. "Oh, I'm going to come over." And then she cancels the same day. "Oh, I'm going to come over." And then she cancels the same day. And when then I won't tell you her name, but then she says it, then we automatically think she's not going to show up, right? She has broken trust because she has not shown up so many times. Think about how you have done that for yourself so many times. No wonder why maybe you don't believe in yourself as much as you should. Because if you look at the past, you haven't shown up for yourself. You've been that friend that said you were going to show up and you didn't, show up and you didn't, you show up and you didn't. And so you've got to understand, if you did it over and over and over again, of course you're not going to trust yourself. But if you start showing up for yourself, you start being better, then you're going to start building more trust within yourself. You're going to start building more confidence within yourself, and it's going to make it easier to follow through in the future. If a friend stops showing up, eventually you're going to stop trusting them. But if you stop showing up for yourself as much as you haven't been showing up, you haven't been showing up, of course you're not going to have confidence. Not following through erodes your self-confidence and trust within yourself. And so you have to start trusting yourself. You have to start following through and doing what you say you're going to do. Not just doing what you say you're going to do and showing up for other people, but showing up for yourself. Because if you're not doing what you say you're going to do, you're the only person that's watching you all of the time. And you don't have to be perfect, but you just have to strive to be better every single day. And I'll ask you a question. Be honest. If I said, if impeccable means all of the stuff that I just said, showing up for yourself, the way that you show up for yourself, for other people, doing what you say you're going to do, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you on the scale of being impeccable? Say it out loud to yourself. If you're in the car driving, just say it. What are you at? The more honest that you are with yourself, the better that you can improve. If you say, "You know what, I'm at a 6, what is that costing you in your life by not being a 9 or 10? So if you're at a 6 of being impeccable, of doing what you say you're going to do, what is that costing you in your life by not being higher? Your life could be completely different at an 8, at a 9. What is your future self missing out on because you're coming up short now? Because you're not following through, you're not doing what you say you're going to do. What's your family missing out on in the future because you're not doing what you say you're going to do? What are your friends missing out on? What's the community that's around you that's missing out on? What's the world missing out on because you choose to cut corners? Once again, it's never the big things. It's these little teeny tiny small things, and starting to look it through a lens. And when we do screw up, because we are going to screw up, because we are humans and humans are innately flawed, it's not about beating yourself up and talking shit to yourself and talking trash. It's about going, "Okay, I messed up here. What can I do to make a difference so that I don't mess up in the end of the future?" Not putting emotion into it, not being so emotional and guilting yourself and shaming yourself. "Okay, I messed up. What can I do to make sure that I don't do it again in the future?" Have a weekly check-in with yourself. Don't expect to be perfect. Impeccable does, if you're trying to be more and more impeccable and be better, it doesn't mean perfect in everything you say. But are you headed in the right direction? Are you starting to make the shifts that you need to? Are you changing the course of the ship? If you're at a 6, as far as being impeccable, your life is different at an 8. Like the trajectory of your life is completely different. And as you continue to do this, as you continue to keep changing your direction, make sure you're building yourself in the person that you need to be, your habits will change. And actions that are repeated over and over again turn into habits. So if your actions change, then your habits are going to start to change. So obviously, don't focus on the habits, just focus on the action that's right in front of you. Your habits will change naturally. And time will tell how you do. And the thing I love about time is that time will always win in the end. If we fast forward 10 years from today, time will either be your best friend or it will be your greatest enemy. Time will eventually show you if you took the right actions in your life or the wrong ones. And so you have to understand, hopefully we're all here, everyone listening to me right now is going to be here in 10 years. But if we fast forward 10 years from today, are you going to be happy with what you did over the past 10 years? Or are you going to think that you should have done something different? Should you have been better? Have you tried to be more impeccable with everything that you do? And start to think about that. Like, time will always show you what you've been doing before in the past. And if you're the type of person that says, I'm done with it, I'm done with the BS, I'm done with lying to myself, I'm done with not following through, I'm going to be better. If you choose to just start to be better in every single aspect of your life, if you just go from a 6 to a 7, from a 7 to an 8, from an 8 to a 9, your life is vastly different than if you just stayed a 6. And so, be better. And that's what I got for you for today's episode. If you love this episode, please do me a favor. Share it on your Instagram stories. Tag me in it, Rob Dial Jr., ROBDIALJR. And if you want your 2025 to be better, you want to get better at setting your goals, planning your goals, all of that, go to goals2025.com right now. Once again, Goals 2025. Download that free ebook, read it, fill it out, and let's conquer your goals for 2025. And with that, I'm going to leave the same way I leave every single episode. Make it your mission, make somebody else's day better. I appreciate you, and I hope that you have an amazing day.